Welcome to BallsSMP News Reporting Station. I am Fawnde the reporter, and we have a lot to talk about. The town has been ravaged by terrorism, resistances, and a tyrant mayor. Much has been going on in this town, and tonight we're going to have some special guests. The mayor themselves, members of the resistance, and the people who wander the streets daily. Now, if you look behind us, there is a beautiful day outside. And, hold on. Cameraman, come over here, cameraman. Do you see that person? Cameraman, who do you think that guy is? What do you think he's... Oh, he's climbing the statue! Okay, no, stop recording. Go get the drone up. We need the drone for this. We have to cancel today. There's a bid. I smell news to be reported.
Up. Can you hear me? Hurry up with the drone! The sun's setting! Hammock up! I think you've been spotted. He's looking right at you. He's taking off the armor, but he doesn't seem to be stopping. Continue, get the drone going. He's building something up there. He's pumpkining the statue of God. Oh my God. How sacrilegious!
Here at BallsSMP News Reporting Service, we have a few questions that I know you know the answer to. Happened probably about... Actually, let me ask you, what were you doing right before you went to the karaoke?
Balls came on and she wanted me to show her...
What did you show her exactly?
I showed her my Jesus.
Okay. Was there anything weird about the Jesus right before the karaoke?
No,
Okay.
not that. I mean, it's right behind you. I don't think there's anything weird about it from what I can see behind you.
Yeah, did you see Rose and Murdoch at the karaoke?
I saw Rose there. I did not see Murdoch.
Did you see them at the start, or was it later after the event had already began?
Rose came after Murdoch. I don't think ever came.
All right. So let's say, in theory, if something happened to your statue, which you saw right before you went to the thing.
I didn't see anything different, but I mean...
Okay. And let's say something happened to it. That would mean that someone did not come to the event and vandalized it, right?
Yeah, I suppose so, and then came back after if they did.
Can you see it from
here? What the fuck?
Yes, yeah, that's
Who did this?
As we're trying to compile all the evidence before it gets widely spread, so we can be sure of who likely did this. Just who wears that same color armor and wasn't at the event until at least partway in. Shoshu, were you at the karaoke?
Yeah, I was karaoke. Yeah.
May I ask you? I kind of knew you're there. Did you guys see Rose and Murdoch there? At least at the start.
No.
No, Rose came in after.
Did you see them at all? After?
I didn't see Rose, but I know Rose was in there for like a little bit.
Okay, was it like way after it started? Like quite a bit of time after it started?
There was like a few people that I went up before they came in.
Okay, so Rose and Murdoch weren't there near the start, but they did eventually show up. Hello! Oh, Murdoch and Rose, the two people we are looking for. Hi, I'm Fawnde with the BallsSMP News Reporting Service. We have a few questions we'd like to ask, if you're free to answer. It'll only take about 2 minutes. Alright, well, we have a few questions about... we are covering the karaoke event that just happened. And, did you two go?
Kind of.
Kind of? What, did you, like, show up late or something?
I was there for part of it. I sat in the audio, and I was running around doing other things.
Oh, okay. I guess you're bad people to ask if you weren't there the entire time. Did you go at the start, or did you show up later? I'm trying to catch what happened at the start.
I wasn't there at the start. I was there for just the middle.
Okay, and then Rose, same for you? You showed up late. I see. Okay, thank you guys anyway. You may think that's the end of everything, which we did too. I mean, it seems pretty clear-cut what happened during the karaoke event, and who probably did it. So we decided we were going to start spreading the information about it, that we were about to release a expose on what happened. However, during our spreading of information, we came across some more daunting matters. Something that makes us even more incriminating and confusing. We know what you're hiding, Zooms. When are you going to tell the others? Space. Love the Jester's bookmaster. And it says ominously, you know what he did. What did you do,
And I was
Zooms?
very concerned by this. I'm not sure what I've done.
To be frank, later on you'll see that Zooms basically admits that he's part of the Resistance. At first we didn't know what the correlation between the Resistance and them doing something was, because this book was here before the pumpkin incident. And then we spoke to Green, and he told us something very interesting that happened not long ago, correlating the pumpkin incident to the pumpkin statue to the Resistance.
So it sounds like someone like trying to go after Zooms.
Yes, but why? What's happened recently that could possibly connect to the Zooms? Do you have any ideas?
The only correlation I see is the Justice Bookmaster and
Green.
Jester,
You
what does that
don't.
mean?
the terrorist
Green.
attack
Green.
about
Green.
like on the courthouse, right?
Green.
On the courthouse, a terrorist attack on the courthouse from the Jesters.
Yeah.
Which are now calling out Zooms. Correlated. Interesting.
Green. You don't have to listen to them. You know that.
What do
You
mean?
don't.
Okay,
You don't
he's
have
not
to. You don't have to answer them if you don't want to.
I mean, I'm just being like, a good citizen.
We're used to dealing with people who do not like the news. However, this was not a coincidence. As soon as Green mentioned terrorism and how it correlates to the previous events, then to the Resistance, this lady stepped forward and tried to silence him. So we had to move him away and talk to him privately.
Did you not hear about what happened at the court?
No, we've been on the down low.
Oh, well,
Wait, you think
I mean,
this is related to something?
yeah, like this is an obvious cause right here. This is a very
Whoa.
obvious cause.
What's that?
Wait, this is news. This is news to us.
Hold on, wait, look what he's holding. Where's this
This is
from?
news to us.
Tell us more.
Well, essentially what had happened was that at the courthouse, when there was a meeting going on describing like, what to do with like the rules and stuff, pretty much a covert attack happened and it forced everyone who was inside the courthouse who was not wearing armor, which according to the rules no one's allowed to wear armor. So like I said, everyone who was in that courthouse had a pumpkin forcefully put on top of their heads. And it was up to the police force to remove said pumpkins. Here, I have an extra one, so if you want to take that for like your news story
I
or
see what you're
something.
saying. This says the
So-
Jester's cult monster effort. I see the correlation you were talking about with the book as
And
well.
you see, like, that right there is an obvious correlation. Like, a pumpkin on top of Jesus' head. That I feel like that's a statement that not even God can save us.
No, you haven't seen the top of it. We went up there at the top with other people. There's a carrot that says, God is dead and so are you. And there's also a book from Saroni that says, help me. Very distressingly. And then also a sign that says, long live the resistance.
Oh. So
did
do
we
we think
have,
that the resistance and the Jester Court are related?
Well, we didn't go to the event, but it sounds like they terrorized. Perhaps it was a roundabout way for the resistance to distract during the meeting. What was the consensus on who did that? Someone go to jail over it?
Yeah, someone did go to jail. I can't remember who, but it was like the bouncer of the whole thing. Like pretty much like the mayor's like right hand man essentially.
That's weird. Why would the mayor's right hand man do that? I feel like it's more reasonable to think the resistance would try and ruin it and, destroy the mayor. I think it might be a cry from help from someone else who can't use their real name, so maybe they're using your book to signify that they need help.
5 people took my book.
Do you know who those 5 are? No idea?
I just know there was 5
Okay.
slots that
Well,
were empty.
it doesn't really matter who put that up there. We're no spitball an idea to you right now. Do you think perhaps, because we talked to Green earlier, and that says for the long live the resistance. Green said that there was an attack at the courthouse with pumpkins that correlates to this. Do you think maybe the resistance forced someone to use the pumpkin attack, and now they're making a cry for help with this, but they're too afraid to say who they are and risk a retribution? This is just a theory.
That is possible. I mean, I wrote that. I don't know when I wrote that.
Well, you wrote that, but do you think someone might have used that as a way to dip themselves across when they can't themselves?
I mean, yeah, because just say, please help me, and it gets more distorted. When did I write that? Fuck, I don't know when. I don't remember when I wrote that, but yeah, I mean, that possibly could have, yeah.
I see. That means we might have some bigger piece of news on our hands than we thought, Hammercup. Maybe we weren't there for it, but maybe perhaps the resistance.
Music? What the fuck? What?
Maybe the resistance is the cause of all this, actually. Maybe they're the masterminds behind it all.
What the fuck? Where is that coming from?
At this point, all we really had were theories. They might make sense, but we didn't have any hard evidence correlating anyone. So we decided we were going to just start editing what we had. We already had an amazing story. We figured out who did the pumpkining, but all this other stuff was just too much. So I sit down and I start editing. Eventually I doze off. I wake up at my desk and I look out the window. Then I notice that the pumpkin head is suddenly half missing. I was very confused, so I flew up to see what was going on. And this is what I saw.
Oh.
Excuse me. What's going on here?
Hello.
Hey, we're just cleaning up the area.
This mess. We're doing a good act of duty.
Yeah. Doing our civic duty and...
May I ask you what that armor you're wearing means?
Well, it's a carrot uniform, isn't it?
A carrot that represents the carrot resistance?
You could put it like that.
You don't have to, yeah, you can just say it because it's pretty obvious. So, so the resistance is who's taking this down?
Well, we're taking...
Yeah. I could not believe my eyes. The resistance was actually taking down what they probably made. Oh, okay, let me give them the message of the doubt, you know. Let's say they are doing a civic duty. Let me ask you, is the civic duty destroying evidence before the government has a chance to look at it? Especially when you're wearing resistance armor, and even acting very suspiciously, whenever on the top of the pumpkin it clearly stated that the resistance was the one who did that. It just sounds and seems like you're trying to get rid of a mistake you made. My emotions aside, let's see who's up there. Still? And look who it is. Zooms, the person who's been claimed to do something, and it was directed towards the resistance. This just seems more and more suspicious, does it not? And better yet, they're about to admit that they're part of the resistance. Goodwill, but it is the resistance of goodwill, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to know. You guys have, fun with this. I don't think I need to spell it out for anyone. I think it's pretty clear what's been going on. Now, I'm not going to take any sides, but I will make a few suggestions. Firstly, to our Mayor Un, I suggest you do something about these people. I think it's pretty clear that they are not innocent, at least for some of these things. And I don't think you want your citizens to be living in fear mentally and physically. Who knows what they might do next. Secondly, to the people of Spawn City, I suggest you open your eyes and perhaps rethink what you've been feeling these last couple of days. Perhaps you don't like the laws, but maybe you didn't realize what the resistance is really about. It seems that someone's been lying to us and covering our eyes. Just some food for thought. I suggest you all think about it. This has been Balls Deep News Reporting Service. I'm Fawnde, and we're signing off.